peace of mind. With the city so cold in the wintertime. In my mind, stuck in my mind. It gets dark inside. Trying to find some peace of mind. With the city so cold in the wintertime. In my mind, stuck in my mind. It gets dark.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Midnight. I'm back. We're working so much lately. My occupation, this time of year it gets really busy, so we're working a lot lately, like a tremendous amount of hours. Gotta pay the bills, right? But yeah, I've been working so much, but I'm still trying to find a little bit of time to make some content for you guys, because I don't want to leave you guys for too long, I mean, I enjoy sharing with you guys. I enjoy, just having the opportunity to talk about great topics and just to help all my viewers understand certain things, and today, that's how you know I'm freaking tired. Today though, I'm just gonna chop it up about a really important topic. This is a very important topic actually. This topic is basically, it's gonna be about distorted masculine and distorted feminine energies. You know what I mean? Just for FYI, everyone has masculine and feminine energies, but when I talk about someone being a masculine or a feminine, that basically just categorizes the majority of the, or no, not majority, the dominant energy of that person. So I think with society and just everything, they automatically want to label something and automatically call it this, or that, but in all actuality, everyone has a balance of both though. Everyone has both, it's just when you call someone a masculine or you call someone a feminine, their dominant energy is that energy. You know what I mean? That's what that means. Nowadays, I'm about to open up a can of worms, but you know what? Nowadays, everybody, they're so caught up in like, masculine is a man's man, or feminine is just that girly girl, and it's like, in a basic sense, that's true, but when you start understanding how energy works and how personalities are based on certain aspects, you start to realize that no, everyone has both. You know what I mean? It's just what happens is a lot of the times, people who are just overtly masculine or overtly feminine, a lot of it has to do with distorted masculine and distorted feminine energies. And basically what distorted masculine and distorted feminine energies is, it's just basically, it's kind of like, how like tarot cards, like they got the upright, and they got the reverse. Well, it's kind of the same thing when it comes to distorted and like let's just take masculine for example, a distorted masculine and a regular masculine, and the reason why we say that, it's kind of like, because it's like when you're distorted, it's kind of like you're embodying more of the negative traits that are associated with that type of energy, and what what really happens is though is that when people, let's just say, I'm just gonna use this as an example. Like for example, like there's a lot of women out there who in their childhood they gone through traumatic experiences, and in a way it kind of made them, what do you call it, very masculine in their energy. And the reason why, it's just because they're distorted. It's a distortion of that energy, and when the energy is distorted, it brings out certain characteristics of that person, and those characteristics can actually be very, I don't know what the right word to say. I kind of want to say hurtful, but that's not the exact word I'm looking for. It's more like there's no word I can really think about it, but it's kind of like they're just overly masculine because of shit that happened in their childhood, and it made them like they don't want to. They always want to be in control. You know what I mean? And what that stems from is their distorted energy from their childhood. They don't want to. Because whatever happened, like for example, just using that same example, whatever happened to them in their childhood, they lost control, or they didn't have control. They were young, so that's why they always want to be in control, because they don't ever want to feel that way where they're losing control again. You know what I mean? So it comes out a lot of times as hyper masculine energy. You know what I mean? But that, like I said, it's coming from a distorted point of interest. You know what I mean? Is because really what it is the childhood wounds. You know what I mean, that they have, and it never was addressed or never healed. You know what I mean? It's something that like a lot of people they're gonna go see a therapist or whatever, and they talk about these type of things, which is an amazing thing. Don't ever think you're too good to not get therapy or whatever. Therapy is not a bad thing. If it makes you better, then you can't look at it as a bad thing. You know what I mean? If it helps you improve, helps you see things about yourself, that's always a plus. And that's something that you should never not want to do because of ego or just anything of that matter. You know what I mean? But like I said, a lot of distorted masculine. That's why it's important to have balance. That's one of the things that I like to talk about is balance. You got to be balanced with both energies. You know what I mean? Because once you find that balance point, it's kind of like you see the BMW bike rag I got on. It's kind of like when you're doing a wheelie, you got to find that right balance, right? You want to do it right? You got to find that right balance. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the masculine and feminine energy, and because it's like, all right, it's like most of the time when you meet somebody, you know what I mean? Right off the bat, you're gonna see. Most of the time, you'll see what energy is dominant in this person. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. So this is where it gets confusing. Don't get me wrong though. Just because you're dominant in a certain energy doesn't mean you're distorted though. See, this is where it gets confusing. You're only distorted. It's only distorted when you embody the negative aspects of that energy. You know what I mean? So there's a difference. Let me just use me as an example. I just use myself as an example. I think me is a perfect example for this. For me, I've never been what's the word? I've never been like a hella obnoxious or aggressive person. You know what I mean? I've always been calm. I've always been calm, collective. Always been what's kind of where my empathy comes from. You know, because I feel, I understand. You know what I mean? I have my own childhood traumas, you know what I mean? And my traumas really is just, for me, it was just, I had abandonment issues, you know, as a young kid. And really what that stems from, basically, it's just how I grew up, you know, just never having, like, what do you call it? A solid foundation, like, because for me, I moved around a lot when I was younger. I never had like a solid stable environment for me to strive in, you know what I mean? So I always, like, change is always something that happened in my life, and I always see people leave in and out of my life, you know. Like, people never stay, you know what I mean? And that's part of the reason, like, for me, I'm kind of more of a lone wolf type of person, and it's just because it's because of a lot of things, but honestly, it's the tower is reversed. It's a lot of things, but it's just, I've been through a lot of towers, you know. I've been through a lot of towers in my life, you know. A lot of, when it comes to my childhood, it's kind of just, it wasn't really my choice, you know. It was never really my choice, and I was forced to move. I was forced to change, and I was forced to be in new surroundings, you know what I mean, and see different type of energies, see different type of people. So in a way, I have my own childhood traumas to deal with, but I never, for the most part, I never had the problem of, well, you know what, I never had the problem of, like, embodying, like, distorted masculine and feminine energy. I just think that for me, I had just so many different little issues, and like just the abandonment issues, just for example, the abandonment issues, just because I always believed that, when I was younger, I always believed that I believe that, you know, people were never meant to stay in your life, you know what I mean? And I believe that, you know, people, like, I always felt like I was out of place, no matter where I went, you know, no matter where I lived. I always felt that, you know, I was out of place. I just didn't feel like, and like I was always the outcast, you know what I mean? I never was the person that was following the crowds or anything like that. You know, I always led my own way, you know, and part of that is just, like I said, my upbringing, you know, and I never really embodied, like, so much distorted energy, because I think it has a lot to do with my empathy, though. You know, it's my empathy, the empath in me. Because it allows me to see the different points of views in situations, you know. I'm always able to see different points of views, you know what I mean? And the reason why I'm so versatile with dealing with different situations, different energies, because of my upbringing, you know. I was raised. You know what I mean? Like me, I grew up all over the country. Honestly, you know, I grew up in the South. I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in California. I mean, I was born in California. But I could never take away the experiences I had in the Midwest and the South, because they all equally made who I am. You know what I mean? For example, just my experiences in the South and just the Midwest just gave me really more of the opportunity to understand like the Midwest and the Southern traditions, the Southern manners, you know what I mean? To always be respectful, you know, no matter who I dealt with. And I always try to find that balance, you know, because like I said, balance is key. And people that are distorted, though, I don't want to say that they need help, but I mean they have to. There's certain things in their self that they have to still face and heal. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you can't heal without looking at what needs to be healed. You know what I mean? You have to acknowledge it. It has to be acknowledged. Like, for example, if you have a childhood wound, you have to acknowledge your childhood self. You know what I mean? You have to acknowledge that self. And I actually went through something where this is where it has to do with, you know, kind of like meeting my twin. It kind of showed me that I didn't even realize I had some of these deep childhood wounds, you know, until I had to see that part of myself, and I had to acknowledge it. You know what I mean? I had to acknowledge it, and I went to tears, honestly, when I faced and recognized a childhood wound that I had, you know. But it was something that I had to heal, you know. But a lot of people with distorted, you know, energies, it stems from a lot of their upbringing and how they were raised, you know. Some people, I feel like the distortion sometimes it's a mask, though. You know, it's a mask. It's something that some people they embody that distorted energy to protect themselves. You know, to protect, you know, because most of the time those people are actually really fragile people. You know, and even though they don't want to be seen as fragile, that's why they're like so overly this and overly that. But they are fragile. They're really fragile, you know. And it just takes the right type of person, like, you know, like me, for example, to tap into their energy, to talk to them, you know what I mean, and have a good conversation, you know what I mean, because that's what I've always, like, for me, I've always been good at that. I've always been good at conversation. When I was younger, I studied them. I studied it just because it was always a subject. It was always a subject that I was interested in when I was younger. It's because I don't like being blinded. You know what I mean? I like to understand why things are happening. You know, and when you're embodying distorted energy, you're masking your true self, and that has to do a lot with healing, you know. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on the mission to try to heal people. You know, I just feel like it's one of my greatest attributes, because I want to heal you. If you have like issues, you know, I want to heal you. If I have the abilities to heal you, I'm going to heal you. You you know. I just haven't got to a place where I can have that avenue, explore that avenue more, and to make a difference with you guys. But it starts with these videos, you know. Just me talking about it is gonna bring awareness to you, you know, you to understand that, you know, we all can get the sun. We all can get the bright future. If you believe, we all can get it, you know. We can get the 10 of Cups, you know. But we have to heal. And if you're embodying distorted energy, you know, it's okay. It's okay to have your true self hidden. You're so used to hiding. So used to hiding some of the realest parts of yourself, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. I understand, you know. I understand you, and I feel you, you know. I want you to know that we will go hand in hand to help you heal, so you can find that balance in your life, so you can have, you know, your true self arrive instead of a distorted version of yourself. You don't have to be anything more than who you are, you know. Healing takes a long time. It's a process. It's not linear. That's one thing you do gotta recognize. It doesn't happen overnight, man. It doesn't happen overnight. But you're not alone in this journey, you know. You got a fork. You have a choice. You can continue to go on down the path of distortion, or you could go down the path of healing. It's not a fantasy. You can be everything you want to be, you know. Trust in yourself, trust in trust in yourself, and don't be afraid to acknowledge your younger self. You gotta acknowledge your younger self. Acknowledge your younger self, that it's okay, and that you love them. And you won't be confused about everything in your life, because you're gonna start to heal. You don't have to be the distorted version of yourself. You could be the true version of yourself, you know. You don't have to act like the Queen of Swords all the time. You can be fruitful, abundant, and very beautiful, like the Empress. Like the Empress that you are. You're beautiful inside. And you don't have to hide. You just gotta Tone down the pride. And open your eyes wide. And see why you're trying to hide. And see what you could really be. You could be magnificent. You could be beautiful. You could be like the queen on the chariot, moving forward, not trying to be the one looking like the queen of swords, cutting everybody out, kicking them out, showing them your strength by trying to shout, trying to see, but you're covered in doubt with all the hateful words that come out your mouth. It's not okay unless you're ready to move out of the destruction and darkness that you're living in. Can't you see it's time for you to rise and shine just like the sun over the seas? You can be who you got to be, and I'ma be the one to show you the sun. And see that life is all about fun. It's all about trying to make sure that you're the best version of yourself, and you ain't gotta be fake. And see your own self melt. I know it's hard, cause nobody felt the real pain that comes from within. You got to understand, you can never have a chance to win, and it's never the end. Cause I'm always gonna pull these cards and show you love, cause I'm about to spend the last seconds of this video doing this so spontaneous. But I'm the type that's gonna tuck you down in bed, kiss your lips, show you that lip service that you need, that love, that divine love. Cause when I see you, I'ma give you more than a hug. That's on me without distortion. And that's me taking up my own portion. Cause I can't let people be evil with too much distortion. That's it for this video. Get your Ace of Pentacles upside down or reverse.
Welcome to the Midnight Zone. My uncle loves you, and I love you too.
In our private traps, clamped in them, and none of us can ever get out.
Sometimes we deliberately step into those traps.
Yo, that was crazy. I never had my freaking camera overheat before. I have no idea why I overheated. It literally overheated at the very end of the video. I'm not gonna make this bonus video hella long. All I want to say is that I'm happy I just ordered some new Oracle decks. I'm excited for that to actually add to some new elements to some of the videos I make, and I'm gonna get these really soon. Hopefully the next video maybe I'll have use them and feature them in there. But yeah, peace out from your boy, and if that video got cut off, it's because my camera overheated. Alright, peace out y'all. See y'all later.